Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Taru and today we have the first update for this year's pan that palette. I decided to pan this little thingy, the Beach Cosmetics Romantic Nomad. There are plenty of shades, but the pans are pretty small, so I thought it's a good one to just use for the year, and then let's see what I can finish. If I don't finish everything, no hard feelings. Let's just see how I do. Excuse me if my brain doesn't function today properly. I took a bit of a tumble off a horse a couple days ago, and first I kind of landed nicely on my side, but then there was so much momentum that I rolled and hit my head on the ground, and quite possibly I was knocked out for a couple of seconds. Everything's fine. I got a head scan and that took half a night, but no harm done, except I'm not functioning like I should be. So I'm sore and haven't been sleeping too well. So yes, I really wanted to film this video because I would like to have it up on the 1st, so it's already a bit late, but I was like, I need to film it. So excuse me, but I'm okay, no worries. Horse is fine. It was just a scary new situation for the horse, so no hard feelings either way. But yes, that happens sometimes when things are new. But I do have a really exciting update with this palette. I can't really believe it myself. So let's remind ourselves what the palette was looking like a month ago when I started this project. And today, believe it or not, this is what we're looking like. Yep. 2 empty pans and a lot of pan showing in other shadows. I don't know how this happened, but it did. And now I'm very happy that I picked this palette, because this is already boosting my panning ego so much. So much. If you didn't know, I panned the Norvina palette from ABH for 2 years and it's still not done. And I got my first empty pan in that palette in like November or something. What? What happened? I don't know. But yes, I mean, obviously this one was the setting shade, just my skin tone. I had some use on it previously, but no pan, because it was just obviously going down pretty evenly throughout the pan. So no surprises there, but this was a surprise, a real surprise. And the amount of pan I have showing everywhere else is also a bit of a surprise. Yeah, I was able to use up 2.7 grams from this palette. How? I don't know. To be fair, I have been wearing a lot of makeup compared to some months like last year, so that has been good. I've been good in that sense. I'm also been home, so that helps. But yeah, 2.7 grams, and this is supposed to have 10 grams, so each pan would be 0.625 grams. So I would have already used up more than 4 shadows worth from this. Obviously I used up 2, but they weren't full when I started, so this one had a pan. I weighed it 3 times to make sure, but that's the that's the verdict. So, okay, let's see how many times I used everything. So the matte setting shade, just my skin tone, slightly darker, but it worked out. It took 21 uses. So there you go. I used to set my eye primer, and then when everything is done, I also use these shades to just blend the edges, to make everything nice and crisp. And also, like, I put a little bit on the lower lash, like ends of my lower lashes, so that the mascara won't transfer as easily. So I use it twice in every look, basically. So yeah, 21 uses and it's all gone. These I didn't use too much, twice each, but they had sizable pan already when I started. This one is starting to have a dip. I used this one 3 times. It's on my lids today. I really like it, but I realized that I'm saving the purples when I actually like go somewhere, or so I didn't use them too much. Also 3 uses for this one, which is in the inner parts of my lids today. My absolute favorites. But yeah, didn't use them when I was just at home or just went to the grocery store or something. This one, they don't have names, so I can just identify them as just by colors. This one I used 6 times, very crumbly shade, and also if I use it all over the lid, I do need to pack on fair amount to actually get it to show a little bit of sparkle. Same with this one, I only used this one 4 times, and the pan like expanded so much. So very crumbly. Yeah, I used it all over the lid, like every time of those 4 times. And I did have to pack it on a lot because I like my eyeshadow to show up when I wear it. So these are gonna be gone in no time, which I was not expecting. I knew they were easy to hit pan on, but this one I used 4 times. It's starting to have a dip, but this was usually just on the outer part of my eyelid, so I didn't use as much, but it's also firmer. Like, this is also a very firm shadow compared to these two. Then the surprise of them all, this was a peachy, very pale shade, matte shade, and I used this one only 9 times, and I finished it. Yes, there was a big pan. Yes, it was very powdery. I repressed it like twice since the intro, and I hit pan like first use after repressing it, and I dipped in a few times per eye to have it like as the first transition shade, and then I maybe use these or some other palettes, but 9 times. I was not expecting that. I mean, after I had to repress it and I hit pan again very quickly, I was like, well, okay, maybe I'll focus on this one and get it done. And then obviously I used these shadows with that, so it worked. But yes, I don't know how. This one I've used 7 times, and as you can see, it had pan also in the introduction, and yeah, 7 uses didn't do too much damage, so this was definitely a special case. The other matte I used 11 times. I was able to hit pan on this one, so it didn't have pan in the intro, but yeah, it's also less pigmented than it looks like, so I do have to dip in a couple of times per use to have it to show up, which is why only 11 uses and I have this much pan. And then this guy, I used it 3 times, but this is definitely more pigmented and more firmly pressed than this, especially this one, so it's definitely gonna take more, but yeah, Then this guy, which is also on my eyes today, I used this one 5 times and it is forming a dip. So it didn't show much use when I started, so at least it looks like I've used it. And then this guy, I used this one 9 times. It didn't have any pan showing, so again we have a super crumbly shade. I mean, this is like a very glittery shadow, so even if I just use it on my outer corners, I feel like I lose a lot of shadow every time I just dip my brush in there, and then the pan was just like poof, I'm here. So I mean, this palette is, when did I get it? 21 or 20? 21, I think. Yes. So it's not like super new, obviously. BH Cosmetics has gone through some stuff since then, but yeah, it's not like a super old palette, but maybe also the age makes a difference. Okay, this guy, I only used it twice because I've always thought of it as a teal shadow, but it actually has a purple base. I don't know if you are able to see it, but yeah, it just has a teal sheen and then base is purple. So I haven't really figured out what I want to do with it, but I've used it twice. And then the green matte I've used 8 times and the pan has grown, and I've been loving this one a lot. It's been one of my favorites with this palette. So yes, I was able to use every shade multiple times and do some real damage, which was very surprising and very, very motivating. And I really needed that after the Norvina palette, which I am still panning because I made myself another Pan That palette project. It's called Pan That Palette Leftovers. So Norvina went there, and I'm using Soul with these purples today as well. So yeah, I'm still struggling with that one, but this gives me hope, so much hope, that I can do some real damage with this palette. I'm not saying that I can finish it completely just yet, but based on 1 month's progress, who knows? But yes, definitely was not expecting this. And I keep just repeating myself. If you have one of these BH palettes that have these tiny pans and these different finishes, let me know if you feel like they are just going away somehow super quickly. But yeah, I'm not complaining. I like this palette. Yes, I am quite heavy-handed with my shadows, but not this heavy-handed, I would say. But yes, look at the beautiful pans showing everywhere, almost everywhere. Obviously I still have a couple pans to hit, but it is looking so good already. I mean, it looked nice at the intro as well because there were so many pans, but I'm really happy. I'm really happy, even though my brain is not functioning. This just makes me stupidly happy. So job well done, palette. I better go now and try and edit this and get it up, and hopefully I made some sense, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. One last look, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.